AOC faces intense scrutiny as Pam Bondi unveils shocking allegations. The atmosphere in the federal interrogation room was suffocating, the hum of fluorescent lights creating an oppressive backdrop. Pam Bondi sat composed, her hands resting on the table, her expression resolute. Across from her, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sat rigidly, her fingers gripping her chair's armrests. Between them lay a single piece of paper, a subpoena boldly displaying AOC's name. But before we dive into what happens next, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from today? Drop a comment below and please like the video. Thank you. This is ridiculous, AOC snapped, her tone sharp. Just another political attack. Pam remained unfazed. Congresswoman, this is a federal investigation. We have credible evidence suggesting you knowingly employed an undocumented worker, facilitated their unlawful residency, and interfered with an active federal inquiry. AOC let out a scoff. A clerical mistake, nothing more. You're trying to spin this into some grand conspiracy. Without a word, Pam slid a folder across the table. AOC hesitated before opening it, her expression unreadable. But years of prosecutorial experience allowed Pam to detect the faintest flicker of alarm. The folder contained an employment contract, a signed agreement showing that Miguel Torres, AOC's former deputy communications director, had been officially employed by her. Attached to the contract was an email thread from her senior staff, explicitly warning her that hiring an undocumented immigrant violated federal law. AOC's brief reply was chillingly direct. Handle it. No one will find out. Slamming the folder shut, AOC exhaled sharply. This is a smear campaign. Pam leaned forward slightly, her voice calm but firm. Then why did Miguel Torres flee the country the night Trump was re-elected? The room fell silent. AOC glanced toward the mirrored wall, fully aware that agents on the other side were observing every word, every gesture. Pam continued, her tone unyielding. Here's the reality. You can cooperate and provide the information we need, or you can keep denying this and watch as the DOJ files formal charges. The choice is yours. AOC's jaw tightened. She had spent years maneuvering through political controversies and deflecting accusations, but this was different. This wasn't a public stage where she could spin the narrative. This was a federal investigation. You don't have anything on me, she said, though her voice lacked its usual conviction. Pam reached for another document. This is a sworn affidavit from a former staff member. They've confirmed you were fully aware of Torres's legal status. They also state that you personally coordinated efforts to conceal his identity. That's obstruction of justice. And if campaign funds were used to support this, that's federal fraud. Another heavy silence filled the room. AOC's hands clenched into fists as she straightened in her chair. I want my lawyer. Pam's smile was cold and calculated. Of course, but you should know, once you leave this room, the media will hear about this. And this time, they won't be able to protect you. Pam's focus was unyielding as the video played, each word filling the room with an unspoken gravity. The grainy recording left little to the imagination. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sat at the head of the table, her tone calculated, her words deliberate. We'll use discretionary funds, she said firmly. Reallocate resources if we have to. No one will question it. The camera panned slightly, capturing uneasy glances exchanged by her team. Someone hesitated before responding, but if the accounts are audited, they won't be, AOC cut in sharply. We've done this before. Stick to the plan and stay quiet. Pam's jaw tightened as the video ended. The silence in the room was deafening, broken only by the hum of the laptop. That's it, Logan muttered, leaning back. This isn't just mismanagement. This is a coordinated effort to circumvent federal law. Pam stood, pacing the small office. This changes everything. She wasn't just aware of the violations, she orchestrated them. Logan turned the laptop toward her. The media won't ignore this, not with direct evidence. Pam crossed her arms. They won't have a choice. This isn't just a political scandal, it's a federal crime. Logan nodded, his fingers poised over the keyboard. So, what's next? Pam glanced at the dim screen, her resolve hardening. We make sure this reaches every prosecutor, journalist, and policymaker who can act on it. AOC wanted a fight. Let's give her one. Outside, the night deepened, but the work was far from over. Pam knew this wasn't just about exposing the truth. It was about ensuring it couldn't be ignored.